Hello, I think we're live now. See if I can hear myself, as usual. Oh, yeah. See if I can hear myself, as usual. Yeah, we are live. How is it going, guys? Oh, we don't have chat yet. Let me sort that out real quick. So we put it always on top. Here you go. The Control Alt T, Control Shift T, Control Alt T. What is the? Is it Windows Shift T? Alt Shift T? Completely forgot what the shortcut is to put a window always on top. Right, let's figure that out real quick. Always on top. It is Windows Control T. Yeah, so that should work. Windows Control T. Huh. My Windows button isn't working. Amazing. Why? There you go. We've done it. For some reason it's so painful to put it always on top. There you go. Now we should have chat. For sure. Right, nope. Nope. This one. Beautiful. Finally. How is it looking? We increase a little bit. Move it to the side. Yeah, welcome to the stream, finally. I hope you've all been doing well, and today we're gonna probably be doing some more C++. I am very into ImGui right now, just trying to understand how it all works. I'm kind of struggling to work out how to calculate the sizes of things, because it's very difficult, it turns out. And yeah, if you're watching this in the future, welcome. And let's get into it, shall we? So, we are aspiring, or hoping that we will get something like, let me bring it up, something like this, right? So we want to get something like this. So we have got this table here. We've got that table there. Last stream, we couldn't actually draw both of them at the same time. But in this stream, before this stream, I managed to do that through the use of begin and end child in ImGui. So it turns out the begin and end child just creates like a sub panel of your stuff, and it differs from the way we were doing before because we didn't have like an extra panel for a table, which means that the table automatically takes 100% of the available space, right? But if you create a child with begin child, you can kind of set the size, which is amazing. And we couldn't do that before, so each table was kind of pushing the other one out of the screen, and that's why we couldn't see two tables. We only saw one of them. So I do have some Coke Zero here, and let me just zoom in so you guys can also see it. And let's see what we have today, shall we? Dude, we're getting no views here. No views. Let me just close Spotify as well. There you go. This is kind of what we have, right? So we've got something like this. Now, as you can see, it doesn't really work very well because we have like this massive thing here. So it turns out that with ImGui, you're meant to kind of calculate the size of things yourself. So we're meant to calculate like the entire size of this panel ourselves if we want to make sure that each panel is exactly like 50% of the screen, which is what I'm trying to do now, right? Just for the sake of it. But to work out the size of a particular panel, say the right one, you've got to take into account the styling variables. So there is like margin, there is padding, there is window, spacing, and so on and so forth. But even with that, I'm kind of struggling to actually get the right size. And I've done GPT, I've tried GPT, didn't really work very well. I tried their docs and it doesn't really explain very well how you calculate the size of a child, for example. So I'm trying to just kind of brute force my way into the right size here. It's Coca-Cola's bussy. Right, so yeah. So we want it to take 50% of the size, and that's why we have this, right? So the available content, the X component of that, so I guess the horizontal component. And then in my mind, if you're doing this in CSS or something like, calculating the size of a DOM object with JavaScript, you calculate what the margin is, and then the padding, and then kind of subtract those, right? In my case, I've got one on each side, but this didn't work. I don't know why. It just didn't work, right? So inner space is the padding for sure, because if I remove that as well, if I remove margin, we'll only see the spacing inside. I just want to validate that a little bit. These variables, as you can see, don't necessarily match to margin, padding. They have like different names, and you can find all of them in here in this ImGui style variable in enum. There's a bunch of them, and the dates that they take, which is, interesting. But yeah, so let's just run this and see what happens. I should probably stop drinking Coke. It takes such a long time for Raylib to actually initialize. It's painful. See, so even here, yes, we have nothing, right? We have like no margin at all. And we have no padding, which is interesting. No padding at all here as well. So my question is, what does this define? So window padding is 0. So padding is item inner spacing. Item inner spacing. I guess is the inner spacing between that and the window. Let's just try and like zero it out as well and see if anything comes out of it. Luckily, it doesn't take that long to build. Yeah, let me just close the previous one before. Right. Again, I'm going to take a while to draw things on the screen, and I feel like it's just a little bit painful to work with Raylib because it just takes a long time for the actual canvas to initialize. See, nothing really changed. So changing that padding value didn't change anything, which means that this value here, this inner item spacing, doesn't really do anything, does it? So let's try that. Ooh. I'm just going to Google this to see if there's some documentation. That's bussy. That separation is controlled by the inner spacing. However, inner spacing is used for many other things besides tabs. So you probably don't want to change it for the entire app. Yeah, no, I'm not convinced this is what we need here. So, again, changing that value didn't cause anything here to change. I guess this is the window padding. No, it can't be the window padding. It's going to be margin. No, it's not that either. Like, what is this space? So we remove the padding, we remove the margin, and the window padding. So what is it? What can it be? Window title size, window minimum size. Oh, that could be good. We could probably use that well. Cell padding. What is that? It doesn't say. Doesn't say either. But we're gonna try and see how it all works, right? By just adding a bunch of these shits and then trying them out individually. Try and turning them off individually. So ImGui push style var. ImVec2 should have been. And in the meantime, oh, there's a mismatch here actually. So we should have been pushing 4 now. Yeah, so ImGui is actually very helpful in terms of telling you if there is a mismatch in the function calls. So push style variable is literally going to push like a new style onto the stack, I guess. That's what they use. And if you pop a number of variables that doesn't match what you pushed, then you will complain, which is quite nice, actually. Very nice indeed. Now let's see what it looks like. So I don't know what cell padding is, but yeah. Maybe that's what we're looking for. Again, just takes a while to initialize. Come on. Yeah, so cell padding didn't change anything either. We still have the same shit. Like, in other words, I want to get rid of this stuff here. Like this little thing. Little spacing between the window and the tables. So let's try a different one. We're trying them one by one because we can't find documentation for it. So I'm looking for the ImVec2s. So we got that. Frame padding, I don't know about that one. We can try that one as well. I don't think it's the window title. I lie. Separated text and separated text padding. Could it be the frame padding? Yeah, maybe we were onto something here. So ooh. Try that one again. It's an error. Back to. What the fuck? I didn't mean to change any of this. There you go. We have no chatters today, which is amazing. Usually we have like a few people in the chat. Okay. Easier to focus anyway. Gosh. Focus anyway. Right. So push style mismatch. Yeah, there you go. That's what I was talking about. So we've added a variable there, but we forgot to actually pop it. So just increasing that would do, hopefully. Okay. It's no one on Discord either. Okay. Yeah, frame padding didn't do much either. Yeah. That is unlucky. That is unlucky. So I still don't know what's adding this stuff here. No idea. So maybe we can search for something like the box layout of ImGui, I guess. ImGui box layout. Does that work? ImGui layout modes, vertical. What we're trying to do is like calculate vertical or horizontal size, I guess, of box, right? Okay, the tightest possible horizontal spacing. That sounds good. But it's not quite what we want. Not quite what we want. what I want to do is like maybe have 10 there. I don't want to have padding. Huh. But then this calculation is not right. This is kind of what we have, right? So what we have right now is a box there. We have a table here. Ooh. A table here. And a table here, right? So kind of like that. Let's say we had a little bit more there just so we can illustrate a little bit better. So this bit here, oops, right there, that will be, I guess, the margin, right? So the margin, which in our case, what is it? Is the item spacing, right? So item spacing like that. And also, why do I have that? There you go. So the item spacing only controls the space between two items. I have no idea what's actually setting this stuff here. Like, that's what I'm trying to figure out. But we have no idea what the hell is going on here. Because I've set everything to 0 and it still happens, right? So, yeah. So this would really be, you know, item spacing would just be 1 there. And then padding over 2. I don't know if that's right though, but there is definitely some sort of like other padding that controls things, you know, outside of the boxes. Just to illustrate that, let's put like 50 here. And it's really sad that ImGui doesn't actually provide like a box layout image, right? Like you get in Chrome, for example, when you go and inspect element and there's a div or something you want to figure out the size, they will show you like what the margin is, what the padding is and stuff. So you can actually kind of see how it's calculated in the end, or the total size of your element. It's kind of a shame that ImGui doesn't provide any images or any like guides online on how to properly work out the kind of size of a table, right, or of a child. Because if you're doing like multiple ones in the same line, you're going to struggle, which is what we're trying to do here. See, so that 50 only applies there. Oh, no, it doesn't, right? So that 50 applies there and there, which is weird, right? So really the item spacing is the space between items and also the last element from the looks of it. It does not apply to the bit before the element, which is weird. This is so weird, right? So actually, what we have here is this. So if we had something like that, oh, what am I doing? Something like that. This bit here is the item spacing, and this is here is the item spacing as well. And it's not really margin, if you see what I mean. It's kind of just an item spacing, I guess. We're still missing this bit here. So what can that be? Right? What can that be? So I guess a good thing would be, yeah. What is this? What is this little space? I guess window spacing would make sense, but we've set that to 0 and it still doesn't make sense. It still shows something. Yeah. Because this amount is the same as this amount, for sure. So begin child. I guess what we could do is we can move this out, I guess, in here. And we can have ImGui or pop style variable. So really, this window padding is only applied on the window itself, right? And we can remove one of these. Is that how it's meant to be used? If it isn't, it's crazy. Let's try that again. Let's try that again. Where's my window, bro? There you go. So, no, it is not like that. Oh, it is. It is. It kind of worked, yeah. Ah, interesting. Interesting. We're learning here. Thank you. Hello. Hello, dude. Welcome. I can't pronounce the name, unfortunately, because it's in, I guess, a different set of characters. I'm not going to guess, but is it Korean by any chance? I don't know. But welcome. Welcome to the stream, man. Yeah, so that worked on the element itself, right? So now we only have item spacing in here, which is cool, which is really cool, I guess. We do have that default stuff here, though. So really, we're getting some of it, right? We're understanding it. I guess what we want to do is like have that one as well. Ooh. We want to have this one as well in here. So really it will be 5, because I want to make sure that these spaces aren't here. And because it's a stack, it gets applied to whatever is drawn until you pop it out of the stack. I'm talking about these elements here. For those who have just joined the stream, what we're trying to do is like style the boxes a little bit more on ImGui. So I'm trying to actually get something like, where are we? We're trying to get this, right? So we've got these 2 tables. We just want to make sure that they look nice, I guess, right? At the end of the day. So this is what we're trying to get. I'm trying to basically work out how you properly define the size of a table, because it's not as easy as it sounds. And you have to kind of just do guesswork. But now we should have got rid of some more spaces, which makes it easier for us to calculate the size of our tables, right? I actually find ImGui really fun to work with. Like it's really, what's the word? Rewarding, put it that way, because you kind of see the shit straight away, which is nice. Really, really nice indeed. So really what we want to do is like, we want to have one of these things in here and literally nothing else, right? Nothing else. So we can do that. We need to get rid of that one by popping the margin before, I guess before we draw the last one. And we only have one margin, so it's the margin divided by 2. Okay, yeah, we can do that. So what we can do here is like, we make sure that the margin, or the item spacing, right, is the very last one. We add it to this one, do on the same line, and then we kind of want to pop that in here, right? So we kind of want to do ImGui pop style variable 1. And then we want to pop item spacing only here. And we reduce this one to 4 now, because we've only got 4 left. Hopefully it is a stack, so this item is the last one. And it makes it a lot easier for us to work out now, because we don't have padding, right? So we do not have that. We could remove this variable entirely, which means we can remove this one as well and do a 0 in here. And now we should have a perfectly sized tables. We figured it out. Yeah, for those working with ImGui and you want to like lay things out on the same line and have some sort of like a floating layout, put it that way, you're going to have to be working out the sizes of all of your boxes, which is kind of painful, as we can see here. That still didn't work. We still have that one there. Okay, interesting. So we popped it, like, we popped that item spacing stuff in here. I guess what we want to do is ImGui. Have you tried Zig? Hello, C. Not yet, dude. I'm trying to... One day, I guess we'll stream it. Maybe next stream we can try it out. Have you tried it, dude? What do you think of it? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Is it easier to work than C++? You tell me, Boom. You tell me, my man. So we do that again. We put 5 in here. Let's see if that worked better. Let's see if that worked better. Right. I feel like we need an image to explain all of these design choices here. Now, I've been trying Rust, but the streamers have influenced me to try it out. Yeah, be careful. Be careful with what the streamers do, man. I mean, you might find yourself wasting 6 months of your life on Zig and not being able to find find work after that. So just be careful. Rust is nice, yeah. I do Rust myself. Not as much as I'd like to, but I have done Rust before. So this didn't quite work, right? So we still have some sort of... I guess we could just increase the size of it. This is not right on the half, right? Yeah, this is not right. Ah, yes. We just have a miscalculation on the size in here, which I guess would be margin. Yeah, now this is where we can do something like plus margin x times 0.5, because it's the same. This is how we properly calculate it, I guess. Yeah, at the moment I've not been doing any Rust on the stream. I've been doing more C++ and Golang, to be honest, because those are the 2 projects that I'm kind of working on non-stop. But I for sure want to get back to Rust. Yeah, it's such a nice language to write in. When it works, right? Because you can also get some errors that, LLVM errors that no one can read unless you have a PhD in quantum physics or something. But that very rarely happens, though, in Rust. Very rarely. Right, so now... you see. So it didn't quite work. I mean, it's still pushing out that element. So how do we actually get the size of it? So the size of this table should be the entire area divided by half, minus half of the item spacing. Right? Did I do plus? I think I might have done a plus instead. Yeah, I did a plus. There you go. We fixed it. So we have the right mindset here. We're doing the wrong operation. So now, yeah. So we figured out how this works, right? So there's a bunch of flags that kind of dictate what size your actual box will take in ImGui. And if you want to find out, if you're watching this in the future, stop this and look at these. These are all the flags that apparently you have to set when doing a child here. Out of interest, what makes you choose VS Code over Visual Studio for C++? I like VS Code more anyways. Simplicity, to be honest. If you've worked with Visual Studio, the installation itself is like 3 gigabytes, 4 gigabytes to get your toolchain installed. And it's very easy to share VS Code configurations, right? You just share your dot files. So I like VS Code. I've been using it quite a lot. And I can choose, because I'm working on WSL, I can choose whatever kind of compiler I want. Hello Slim, how's it going, man? Welcome to the stream. By the way, for those watching the stream, don't forget to drop a like, because it does help me out quite a lot. And subscribe to the channel if you're not yet subscribed. So, okay. Now we should have ended up with something that actually looks right instead of this, right? So let's see. Let's see. Right. So how's it going, Slim? So I think I saw you last time, right? There you go. Yay. So we've actually managed to like do the equivalent of censoring a div in ImGui. So we basically censored a div. It just sucks because we have to work out all the sizes ourselves, which is kind of shit. But if I resize this, things still work, and I guess the minimum. What is the minimum size I can do? So maybe this, right? Minimum size here. What is that in sizes? So if I do print screen and something like that, right? Can I find? Can I use this to find the size? Does it really not show me the ruler? Wait, what? If you work at Microsoft, right, and you're developing features for this nipping tool, what use is this? Like, what you have a ruler that doesn't actually show you the size of things. Who thought of this? Oh, is a ruler so you can see the angle, I guess, right? This is stupid. This is so stupid. What? I just want to see the size of this. Settings. I don't want to have to save it and then yeah. Hey, try to resize. How are I? Yes, Slim, how are you? Hello, Anton. Welcome to the stream, man. Yeah, let's try to resize and maybe they will show... Oh, a crop? They will show how many pixels this image has? Maybe not. Zoom. Hide ruler. I mean, I can just save the image and see what it is, right? But it's crazy that this doesn't actually say how big the image is in pixels very easily. And questioning Microsoft for that, for sure. Zoom in, maybe? No zoom in. What is that? Touch writing? Definitely not. Open file, I guess. Nope. Yeah, let's just save it and then God knows. Open it in Paint. Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's try and open it in Paint. I've not opened Paint in ages, my man. So there you go, 512, 514, right? So 515 is kind of like the minimum size for this. 515. Why did I do that? Is because I want to make sure that whenever we do a begin here, ImGui push style var, we're going to see what the minimum size is. There you go. Just to make sure the thing kind of looks nice and not shit. Okay. So we have vec2 and it was 515. Is it? And I guess, I don't know, 100 for now. Right, yeah. Oh gosh. That was painful. Just finding out how many pixels your screenshot has without saving it. Right. Yeah, so what's the next step then? So no, the next step should be something a little bit more difficult. Maybe we can add these buttons at the very top bottom, right? Or maybe we can add this. This is going to be a difficult one to do though. Because in here we have a text box. We show 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we show basically like a page every time. No, not even a page. We show some bytes in memory. And we want to make it scrollable, right? So this is basically a group where the first one... Ooh, no, let me think about this. We can just have one text area overall. But as you kind of scroll through this panel also has to get scrolled. Okay, that's going to be difficult. We have an error. Yeah, we have an error. Again, it's probably because I added a push style var somewhere and haven't actually popped it. So, all right, let's try that now. But I'm enjoying working with ImGui, as I said. It's kind of nice and very, very rewarding to see something you code on the screen straight away, which isn't always the case with C++ and systems development, right? Sometimes you just have to code for ages to be able to see something. So this is kind of nice. And it's very easy as well. Like immediate mode UI is definitely good. And I'll try it again. Right, so we're waiting again. I'm running out of coke already, and it's only like half of the stream. Okay. So, good. And it does work. We can't like resize it for less than 515, which is good. And we shouldn't be able to resize this for less than 100, which is there, right? So it should really be something like there, I guess. I want to make sure that these panels are borderless as well. Yeah, so this should be the minimum height, right? So let's do that. Let's do what we did before. So we want to kind of do there. Open it on Paint. And it is 127 pixels. Or 130 to be precise. So 130. Which means that we also want to kind of set, where are we? Minimum window size. We copy that and window minimums. Oh yeah, we already had the size. So it was, what did I say, 130? Yeah, 130 to be right. And great, that is essentially what we have there. Now, let's try to add the text box, right? So first of all, I'm going to uncomment this demo. We're going to find out a nice ImGui like demo window to actually copy, because this is what you do with ImGui, by the way. You just show the demo window. In other words, you show demo window here, call that function. This will bring up a demo panel. You just expand it and find whatever you want. And that's how I've been doing all the development with ImGui. And it's working. Right? So let's do the same thing again. So we're going to find something that kind of looks vaguely similar to this. And we're going to copy it, because that's what we do. We ain't got time to read through the entire ImGui documentation. No one's got time for that. Man, I have to do food. I have work, then I have to make food. I fucking don't have 2 hours to go through everything, do I? So this is why we just copy. Right, so we ignore our stuff for now. Now let's look at what example we can kind of copy from. No expandable tables and columns, no text boxes, inputs and focus maybe? Tabbing? Nope. Still scrollable stuff, pop-ups and other windows, layout and scrolling, yeah. So scrolling, we definitely are going to use, ooh, beautiful. I already found something that looks very interesting for us, and it's this. So I just got a massive pain on my neck for some reason. So basically, we would like, track scroll offset. Wait, what? There you go. So we would like to scroll two things at the same time, right? So we have two text boxes like these ones. As we scroll one, we want to scroll the other one as well. So my guess is that there is a variable that's holding like the scroll progress, and we can kind of apply that percentage onto the same, onto the other text box, because they have the same number of lines, hopefully. So it should be easy, right? So text baseline alignment, we don't want that. We just want to copy this, right? So let's copy that. Or in fact, is that what we want? Yeah. Let me think now. Yeah, let's just copy that. So we are looking for scrolling, right? So we probably should go off to ImGui on the GitHub. And we're going to look for that. We are going to look for text baseline alignment and then scrolling just under that, right? So we have examples, I guess. No, not examples. Those are the backends. We don't want to look through that. We look for the demo. And we're searching for text baseline alignment. Text baseline alignment, which is here. And there should be scrolling just under it. Actually, yeah, no. It's going to be quite... There you go, scrolling. This is the section of the code that's doing this. So we have this thing here, which I guess is a... God knows what. We have scrolling. There's a help button somewhere. Help marker, which is this. Yeah, which is exactly that. And then we have a checkbox for decoration. Oh, right, nice. So we do have that. Interesting. So I guess we can have something like that in here, right? So basically, we can have like the offset in here and then the actual memory content in here. And that will be the decoration. And what else do we have? So top, center. So let's look at top, for example. Scroll to offset, vertical scrolling, push ID, vertical scrolling. Okay. Then we do the same line, text top. Okay, so this is actually a table, which is good, right? Menu bar, begin menu bar. For the names, text and formatted names I. For each one of them, if I is more than 0, we do the same line before. And we begin a group. So begin a group. So I guess the group, what is it? This is weird how this is inside the loop and not outside. They could have definitely added that outside because it doesn't change. Any advice on working with hardware and C++, Arduino, or emulators? Yeah, dude, just... No, I guess I have no advice for you, to be honest. I do have like a bunch of hardware here that I haven't played with in ages. I was a big fan of the Raspberry Pi, what is it called? The RP 2040, you know, the little microchip that they released recently. So I bought like a bunch of like hardware to play with. So I bought like an LCD screen. It's all here actually. Let me get it for you. Oh gosh, turns out it's a little bit more difficult than I thought. So I bought this motherfucker, which is like one of those microchips by Raspberry Pi that they released. They cost like £2 each or something. And I bought an LCD screen to play with. And yeah, it was kind of easy, to be honest, man. It didn't feel like embedded software development just because all of the code, you know, all of the build system was already available to me. You can just find the CMake files and whatnot. And it just works, man. So just read the documentation. And I guess follow their examples because there isn't much more than that, to be honest. It's yeah, I mean, even these devices, Arduinos and Raspberry Pi, they're very easy to code. Now, when you do proper software, embedded software development, you know, with random chips that you may not be able to find a compiler for or documentation for, that's a little bit more difficult. Now, working with emulators, this is the first emulator I'm writing. But again, dude, it was just very easy. All you have to make sure is just that you know how the hardware works, right? So I use like a website, I think it's Masswork or something, and the entire 6502 documentation is on that website. And I kind of read it every time I'm implementing a new like function support. And it's a lot easier than people think it is. You're literally just implementing very, very dumb behavior. So like what you're doing for an emulator is like reading binary and translating that into a function call. And it's essentially a big switch case statement if you're doing it in the easy mode. You can make it fancy like we are here, but you just got to be able to kind of follow the instructions and follow the documentation for the hardware. But yeah, it just takes time, man. To be honest, to spend time on it. But going back to this, so we have, yeah, names here. They could be outside the loop for sure. So enable extra decorations. If so, we do a menu bar. If not, that. So what are they doing here? So the begin group. Where's end group? End group is here. So begin group and end group. This is kind of what they're doing, which is interesting. So I might do the same thing, right? I might do another child. In other words, I might add another child here. So instead of doing that, we're now going to have the code for the scrollable shit, right? So we do this. Right, and what are we drawing here? So drawing the scrollable memory view. That's what we're gonna do. And ImGui begin child. We worry about the internals later, so like the sizing of it and everything else, we don't care at the moment. This is what we want to do, by the way. And ImGui and child has got to be there. We're going to have two of them, right? So we're going to have the left panel with the offsets. And we also want to do the right panel with the offsets, right? So I guess not even that, to be honest. Yeah, maybe we do, I guess. Begin menu bar. What is menu bar? Let's do a group anyway. So we have group there. We have another one. ImGui. Yeah, what is a menu bar though? Text unformatted ABC. What is it? Text unformatted ABC. I guess that's a menu bar. Ah, okay, yeah. So we add a menu bar for it. That will be it. We don't want to bother now though. Scroll to X, scroll to Y. We don't want that. And item 1, 2, 3. There's going to be like a for loop in here somewhere, right? Interesting. This is getting interesting now because I don't understand what's happening here. So we've got the menu bar, which I guess is ABC and menu bar. And that is it. This is the menu bar. And then we have a bunch of items. Scroll to off. What is that? Yeah, no, I don't understand this bit. Okay, so we have 100 items in each one. So text colored. What did we do here? Text unformatted. Let's scroll here. Yeah, I thought this was going to be like a, what do you call it? A text area. And it's not, it doesn't seem to be a text area. Set scroll here. Why? What is that? What is that? ImGui. So where is the scroll? Scroll to off, scroll to position. Scroll Y. Scroll to offset. Okay, so this is scroll to offset or scroll to position. I guess the position would be... Oh, this is cool, because this is kind of what we want, right? We want to do all of them. Now, interestingly, they don't all move at the same time, you see? Yeah, this is very interesting, isn't it? What is track? Okay. Scroll to offset plus that pixel. Now this one is all the same for sure. Yeah. So let's figure out. This is getting complicated. Getting complicated. set scroll Y. Scroll to off pixel. I guess this is what we're going to have to do, right? So set scroll Y, set scrolling from position. And then we add a bunch of stuff here. So avoid child is visible. Avoid calling set scroll here Y when running with cold items. Don't know what that means. So we do have a child here though in the group, which comes after. So the child is this whole thing here, I guess. Right? Which will be that, this, and the scroll. We have begin child here and end child here. So this is the code that we kind of want to copy, right? We kind of want to do this in our software, in our code here. We have the sizing of it. We have flag borders and child flags, which is cool for sure. Yeah, let's copy this and see what we can do, right? Do I want to put it in the function for now? Probably, yeah. Probably want to do it here, right? So void draw. What do I call it? I guess draw memory view, right? Draw memory view. So just to make sure, this is what we're doing here, right? So we want to have one here and one here. And we scroll down to get the view of the entire emulator memory right here. So yeah, let's go. We probably need a reference to the emulator itself. So CPU here. We can copy that, format it, and boom, Bob's your uncle. So child visible. So child flags, flag borders. What? Just gonna do that. Child ID. So this is the memory or the offset. Offset child width. Let's just put like, I don't know. Gosh knows, like 200 or something. Child flags, we don't need any of that, to be honest. How do I have begin child? True. I don't know what true is. What is true in this case? Let's see. So the size argument and then child flags. What? So we have this, the name of the child, the size of it, and then the child flags is defined as always 1 in order to allow old code passing through. Okay. So actually this is old code. We can just put 0 in here and it'll still work. Which kind of works for the other calls that we have to begin child as well. Now, scroll to Y. What does that do? Scroll to that. Scroll from position Y. Maybe I don't want that. Maybe I don't want any of these at the moment. And if a child is visible, this is where we add a bunch of shit, right? So we just remove that for the sake of making things a little bit simple. So let's say we had 100 items for now. Enable track and enable an item. Enable track and item equals track item. If enable track, what is enable track in this case? How are they using that? So we have enable track here. Where is that being defined? It might have been blind or something. There you go. Scroll to offset or scroll to position, enable track is false. So this is false, right? Because we don't have any of scroll to positions or anything like that. So it would be false, and what happens when this is false? If item equals track item, item equals track item, text colored, it just colors it yellow, I guess. Yeah, it colors it yellow. So really, we don't need that either because we're not having this stuff here. We just want to do that. Right? So we just want to do that. So get scroll Y, get scroll max Y, and child, and group. Right? So we have something. Does this work though? Begin menu bar, end group, end menu bar, I guess, which is here. It is definitely nice how they've got like all of these like decoration additions with very, very few lines of code. I kind of like that. How is it going to work? I don't know. Let's see if our screen looks anything like the example does. So we've got the example here. We can shush that for now. Ah, we're not actually calling it, are we? I'm an idiot. Right, so join the scrollable shit, which will be here. Right, so draw scrollable. I don't understand why I don't get IntelliSense still with ClangD version 19, even though it supports modules. There you go, that's what we wanted to do, and we pass in the CPU. Is that right? Remove that for now. Let's build it. Any chats? No chat so far? Nice. Yeah, if you guys got anything, let me know. Mismatch begin group and end group. Right, so we... Hey, yo, hello, Carlos. How's it going, man? Good to see you. Drop that like straight away, bro. So mismatch in begin group and end group. So we got begin child and end child, begin group and end group. Yeah, we do. We do have a mismatch in it, don't we? I am group. I am GUI bot. Got I am GUI. I'm GUI. Begin group. That's the one. Dude, my brain is just not thinking now. One of those times where I'm just doing code after doing code all day, after writing code all day, and I just can't think anymore. You know, I can't even say words, say the right sentences anymore. I want a nap so bad. I am GUI. Go nap, dude. What time is it? Oh no. Yeah, you can't nap. You just can't nap. It's got to be like 2 o'clock in Belize, right? Right. So global stacks. Begin group, end group mismatch. Right. Is there though? Are you shitting me? It's 3 p.m. All right, fair enough. That is sleeping. That's napping time right there. You can have a siesta, right? Do you guys not have siesta in Belize? That's one of the things that like not surprises, but impresses me the most when I go to Spain. Like, so literally every shop closes something like 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock just for a little afternoon nap because it's too hot. And yeah, people just want a nap after having their food. Does it make people more productive? I don't know. I'll probably say that no, it doesn't, but I don't know. I got up from a nap not too long ago, but work's been a pain. Don't tell work, do you? Just don't tell work, man. Yeah, so there's a mismatch in begin group and end group. Why? So begin group is here. End group should be here. So actually, end child should be there. Yeah. That's more like it. So the group gets finished before the child. Job's flexible enough that I can nap whenever I want. That's pretty good. Hello GTX, how's it going, man? Finally streaming, I see. Yeah, I'm finally doing some coding. Yeah, I'm enjoying working with ImGui. It's a little bit difficult, but it's pleasing for sure. You know, when you have to try 50 different combinations to get your thing to look like what you want it to look like. That's what I'm doing right now. Like handwriting CSS. Right, so we've got something here. So we've got a scrollable thing, which is nice. Yeah, so good. So we've got some scrollable shit in here. So the items shouldn't really be in the scroll. They should be out here. Yeah, they should be out here. So that is one bug for sure. I thought I would never see you again, like ImGui as well. It's a nice library. Yeah, it is. It is. What do you mean you'll never see me again, man? I just went to London. I was literally not at home the whole week last week. That's why I didn't stream, man. But you know, I'm not always in London, and I can stream this week for sure. I'm saying it now. It might not be on Friday because it's Valentine's Day, and I believe it or not, I'm taking my partner on a date, so it might be on Thursday instead, or Friday. Sorry, not Friday, or Saturday. So this here, yeah. How do they do that? London is dangerous. It's not that dangerous. It's fairly safe. Unless you have a phone out, then you might get it stolen. Then yeah. I'm always scared to take my phone out in London because I've seen so many videos of people getting their phones stolen from, you know, someone riding a bike just next to them. And crazy. So this should be between end child and end group. What? This is weird. They've got a child inside the group then? End child is here. What the hell? So they've got that there. Where is begin child? Begin menu bar. Here, child is visible. So it should really be. Yeah, let's add the menu thingy. Text unformatted names. Right. Don't take a partner to London then. No, I'm not. Yeah, we're in Manchester. We're just going out for a nice meal. That's all. Yeah, so what the hell is going on here? So basically, the begin child happens after the group. So that should be done there. So there. And this. I see, yeah. So this should be on the same line with a. Yeah, this should be on the same line. So this is creating a group which has a child, and everything under here is in that child, offset child, which I guess has the menu bar. Is that correct? Which is not scrollable. Begin child is its conception. Yeah, it is. Making you think of children, and I don't want a child anytime soon for sure. I like my life a little bit too much now. Right. So now we should have the kind of like status, I guess, text where it says like how far along the scroll you are at the very bottom and not scrolling, right? So that's what we have. There you go. So that works a little bit better. We're gonna have to sort out these the looks and feel here, man. It looks so shit. What we don't have though is that menu thing. We don't have that menu thing. So yeah. In other words, what they have in ABC. Top 25 center. There you go. We don't have this. So I am text unformatted. Begin this. . Why is menu bar not showing for me? Is childcare expensive in the UK? Yes, yes, it is. I think it is. You're talking about like £800 a month at least for childcare. Take your children to nursery. It's quite expensive. Hence why not many people are having children, right? Because it costs a lot to have children in the UK. Yeah, so what's going on here? So menu bar, this doesn't work. Where is my ABC thing? Do I have to have like a vertical? Push ID vertical scroll. Push ID vertical scrolling. Pop ID, yeah. So this whole thing is the vertical scroll. If you keep thinking of children, you will begin a child in real life. No, hopefully not. It's basically free in Belize. Just leave them right at their grandparents and call it a day. Yeah. I mean, it's the same in Brazil as well, man. And it'll be the same for us. I'm definitely gonna use my parents to make sure I get free childcare, right? It's cheaper. Who's got £800 a month to spend on children? Yeah, so my main thing is that this doesn't work. Maybe child flag borders. What is that? What does that do? What does that do though? What does that do? So what is that? Show an outer border and enable window padding. This is always one, true for legacy reasons. Okay. That may not be what we want. So child flags, what is that? Child flags. Enable extra decorations. Okay, so we need to pass in this as well, I guess, right? So for example, we were missing that. So it has a menu bar, yeah. We messed that up basically. So if we do a build again, we should at least see that. In Slovakia, childcare is free from 1 year. There is special facility for children between 2 and 3. It's pre-kindergarten. Yeah, I'm not sure if there are free ones in the UK now. I think there might be. But generally it's very expensive, you know. I think the government should do something about it because obviously people have less children, which is not good for the economy. So you end up like Italy and South Korea, where like each family is having like 0.5 children on average, which is not nice. You're definitely not going to be able to support. Okay, so mismatch begin group and end group. Like why? We've done that. So we have begin child here. We have end child first. What? What did I do? So end group and begin group. Am I missing one? I'm missing a group. Yeah. End child. So begin child, end group. So we do have, I'm not sure what I did here, but begin group should have been there. Do we have a, no, we don't. Yeah. I was wondering if there's like an ID attached, a string ID attached to the group so you can give it a name, you know? But I guess not. Man, I need some more Coke Zero. Yay. So what do we have now? There you go. So that actually does work and we have the things back. What we do want is obviously set this to, I guess, it'll be like the memory layout or the, what do you call it? The memory offset, right? So let's work out one thing. First of all, what do we have? So this, how many items do we have? So this is actually an offset, right? So this is what we're doing here. So it goes from 0, 0 to 1, 0 to 2, 0 up to F0. All right, so that is 16 overall, right? Yeah, so we have A, B, C, D, E, F. Counting 0, so that's, yeah, that's 16 of them. That would be 16 rows, right? So, oh no, not quite. That's just the 0 page. Yeah, let's do just the 0 page. So the 0 page will be 16 rows, right? I recently bought frozen pizza for really cheap. A 280 pizza was €1. That's really good, man. I wish I had that. I buy frozen pizza all the time. That's like, in fact, if you're a developer and you don't eat frozen pizza, I don't know what you're doing, man. It's so nice. So easy. You know, lunch times, just 10 minutes. No, not even 10 minutes. I guess 20 minutes is all you need, right? 15 to heat up your frozen pizza in the oven and the 5 minutes to eat all of it. You know, I can't tell you guys how many times I've had that for lunch when I had like meetings all day and no time to actually make food. You just put a frozen pizza in the oven, that's all you need. So yeah, I mean, we will have for sure 16 items here, starting at 0. And we actually have kind of like the 0 page, right? So this will actually be offset, or start offset. This will not be item. This will be something like, I don't know. We did this code already. I just want to turn this into hexadecimal. So I guess what we do have is registers table. No, yeah, registers table will do. Wherever I used FMT here, there you go, format. 1 and 0. No, this is the registers table. We want the flags table. We want the registers table. FMT. There you go. So that's kind of what I need right here. So so 0x is even easier than that because it's just that times, let's see, times 16, I guess. Then we have 1. Yeah, that times 16. That times 16, right? So value would be that. Draw register cell. Wait, what the fuck am I doing? That is not right. Okay, yeah. I definitely want to copy this, but this is not the place I want to do it at. This is the place I want to do it at. Wherever we are adding all of the elements, right? So up here. So offset, string, format, and then we have item times 16 here. Then we do offset string.cstring, and Bob's your uncle. What's the problem with this? Format specifies type int, but the assignment has type const character. Oh yeah. Let's do that instead. I actually don't eat frozen pizza. The frozen pizza they sell here is garbage. See, the frozen pizza they sold in Brazil was pretty good. Yeah. Frozen pizza in the UK is kind of shit as well, to be honest. There are some good ones. I mean, if you're willing to pay more, you can get like a wood-fired oven, like baked pizza, like frozen. So it's like half baked in a wood-fire oven. And then you just finish it off at home, I guess. But most of them are kind of shit. I'll tell you what's good though, like making your own pizza. So making your own pizza is just like programming, right? So you do your research for like 5 hours, you make the dough, you let it rise, and then you wait for like a day. You turn it into little balls, you know, little nice balls. You put some olive oil on top of it, let it rise for a bit longer. Then you open it up, and then you kind of realize that you fucked it already because like you've made a hole into the dough. And then you put the sauce on it and the cheese, and then yeah, you heat up your oven and you try to put it in the oven, and then you realize that your pizza is a mess. And that's the first time I ever made pizza. And yeah. Okay, so that is better, right? Yeah, that's much better. So we have the offsets now. We kind of want to turn these into, I guess, let's see the size of it. Start offset. We want to, I guess we want to like, put them on the right as well, I guess. Pizza making tutorial. I hope so, yeah. One day, yeah. If I'm bored of coding on the stream, maybe we'll have a pizza making tutorial. I don't eat it off them as well, because the cheap ones are bad, but this was really good deal. Yeah, £1, even if it's shit, it's still good. £1 for food is amazing, dude. For sure. For those watching the stream, don't forget to subscribe and like the video because it helps me quite a lot. Thank you very much. That's the plug. So, what we want to do now is like decrease the size of this a little bit, I guess. Yeah, decrease the size of this and then center the text. Now, the good thing is that on flags table, we already have a function here called center text. So maybe we don't want to center it. So the padding should be what? The text size minus cell width divided by, yeah, so we're going to center it by, yeah, okay. So what we can do is like, I guess we can have a common file here for UI. So common functionality.cpp, I guess. We are basically going to copy this, import emulator. So common, we have that. Do we want FMT? Probably. Do we want ImGui for sure? Do we want these two? I'm not sure. So this is common UI. Namespace UI. Common. Right. Yeah, that looks right. So now let's do this. So export namespace, I guess. Export namespace. Can we do that? Expect a template. Wait, are we exporting shit in here as well? So namespace that. Export namespace. Yeah. Emulator UI. What is going on though? Redefinition of emulator is a different kind of symbol. What are you talking about? What the hell? Export namespace. Export namespace. I have no idea why this is complaining. Anyway, so if we add that file in here, so we have common.cpp. And because I'm nice, let's sort these out. I just want to build it and see what happens. So cmake reconfigure. Oh, sorry. So if we do a cmake build now, why is it taking so long to reconfigure? Jesus. We'll get Peter tutorial before Matt looks at chat. I look at the chat all the time, man. You probably will get a Peter tutorial before the next proper video that I do on the channel, though. This get to. We'll get Peter before CI/CD pipelines for sure. Yeah. I just need to be bothered, man. It's been a long time. Redefinition of emulator is a different kind of symbol. No, it's not. What? I don't know. Type include. What the hell are these errors? Anyway, so what we want to do is like we want to move the register center thing. We want to move this into here. And I guess what we want to do is like define an enum class here called align, I guess. Text align, yeah. Oh, text align. We can have left, then we can have left, right, and center. And instead of that, we can have align text here. And then we can just pass in a text align flag, right? And the only thing that changes with this is this, right? So if the switch case here on the align, and if we do a case text align, left, right, and then center. So float padding just starts off as 0, I guess, right? This is what we want to do here. That's kind of what we want to do in each one of these. Move that back, move that back. What is going on here though? Switch has frequent active identity. Yeah, it does. It does have that, yeah. So text align left. We don't have any of that, right? So padding is 0, I guess. So padding is 0. So in the case of right, padding should be what? So there. That should be the padding. I think, right? And center is just whatever we had before. So that times 2. So padding, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. My biggest weakness is configuration. Like, how can I configure the front end to send requests to the front end? Is Svelte better in that regard? I missed some of the messages. So I've unironically been trying SvelteKit, and I am impressed. JS doesn't feel bad now. I'll tell you what, Carlos, I've been trying. I've been literally doing JavaScript nonstop for 2 weeks now. And my opinion has changed a bit because it is really easy to just make really complicated systems with it. There's so many like Node.js packages that you can use to do anything really. So I think I kind of like JS now, but I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed. Should I be ashamed? So I guess Svelte kind of feels the same, right? So it's just like really easy and clean to use, put it that way. But yeah, I feel like I'm ashamed. Padding is more than 0, text not formatted, and we are Gucci. So enum text align uses a larger base than necessary. Consider using uint8, yeah. Okay, we'll consider that for sure. CSD int. That's how we do things here, bro. What kind of project you were doing using JS? If you're talking to me, my project, our software, we have a front end and back end integrations with C++ that's done through JavaScript. So yeah, that's what I work on. Simulation, I do simulations. Use of undeclared identified center text. Yeah, so align. So emulator UI. Right, so does that work? No, because I haven't actually imported it, right? So export module common UI. Is that right? Oh no, never mind. So really in here, I should also import common UI. A good programmer should know and appreciate at least 5 languages. Yeah, definitely. I think I agree with that. I think I agree with that. So one lower level language, so something like, maybe you learn assembly. Another like I guess, low-ish level language like C or C++. In fact, maybe you should just learn C anyway because it's a base for many languages. And then a very modern language like Rust, and then maybe something that you can always find a job in like JavaScript. So yeah, that's a good kit, to be fair. I agree with that. Well, bridges the line. Well, SvelteKit kind of bridges the line between front end and back end, but generally everything available to each other. That is nice. So if it handles like the packaging of files and making sure that things on the front end are exposed as they should, then it should be good. Yeah. Right, so common UI didn't quite work. Why? We've had this before. We have had this before. So common UI is here. Yeah, it was something to do with like including everything before, right? But where is it? So the emulator app, there you go. So this was the problem. I had to include everything beforehand, before the imports. Which will be the same here, I guess, right? So all of these should apparently happen here. And yeah, so emulator line 4. What the hell? Why is this being complained at right now? What is the actual problem though? What? This is so weird. So emulator, build profile. What the hell? This was not a thing before. So you were doing backend and JS? I am, yes. So I'm doing both backend and frontend and JS. Thank you, TGX. I saw the video. I'm not sure if I'll check it out now, but I will check it out after this though. Yeah, so we have like both backend and frontend and JS and our own framework to do things, which is, can be painful because we control the DOM stuff ourselves and the CSS ourselves. But yeah, this is how it is. So we talk to the C++ simulation and then show like things on the screen that are happening on the cloud basically. So we have like bigger simulations of the world essentially. That's my work. I've been recently moved to the tech lead of the services, which is kind of front end and back end stuff in JS without talking about it too much. Yeah, that's basically it. Now this shouldn't be complained at though. So emulator flags table 9. Profile, first difference is function body. What? Flags table line 9, emulator. Import emulator here. So I guess, can I do this as well? Okay. So common compare char has different definitions in different modules. Compare? What? I don't understand what this means. So it's saying that I have a function import emulator. Common compare. So I guess this really shouldn't be a thing, right? And also this should, by that logic, be kind of like here, really. That should kind of be there. But now it builds. Interesting. Just complaining that the profiler comparison stuff is being defined into different modules. Really nice job. I would like to work at a place like that in the future. What kind of simulation? What kind of simulation? We call it life simulation, to be honest, but it's just we have like traffic engines and we have a bunch of entities that represent civilians. It's mostly for defense, I guess. Mostly for defense. So simulating what happens when there's like a major chaotic event happening in London or something. What happens to the world? What happens to people and stuff? It is interesting, especially if you work on the C++ side of things and you're into simulations. For sure. So this still gets complained at. It simulates a pizza tutorial. I wish, man. Next project I'm at, pizza making simulator. So you're working on the Sims. Yeah, I'm working on the Sims, yeah. So what the hell? What the hell? So line 23, which is here. Now, why is my profiler being defined in two different places? Really? Like I can't include emulator in two different places because it's gonna. This is so weird. So weird. Import profiler. Export namespace profiler. I thought this is what modules solved in C++. It kind of solves you having to do all the logic to kind of guard your header files and make sure they're not defined in two places, but it seems like it's a little bit more difficult. Definition, yeah, it's complaining about the profiler, but can we GPT it? Is it going to be better? Export module, this.part 1. Import this. The compiler I'm recovering importing module part base has already been defined. Seems like a compiler bug, but it's really hard to validate since all compilers have bugs with modules. The current compiler it worked for me to export the forward declaration in part 1. Forward declaration is okay. Export class part 1. Live example. Let's see that. So maybe we're missing something like that. I have to go now because I'm super tired and sick. See ya. See ya, GTX, man. Don't forget to drop the like, man. But yeah, I have a good evening, dude. And I'll see you again this week, hopefully. So let's close it. So what is going on here? Oh, what? When did Compiler Explorer get a little, like, staging area of files? So CMake, we have modules here. Yeah, maybe I definitely do have a circular dependency for sure. For declaration part would create circular dependency. Import part base would create circular dependency. Interesting. See, I still don't know what is going on here, but it seems like we're stuck on a circular dependency somewhere. Let me try and figure out. So this imports the emulator. The emulator in turn imports profiler. And the profiler doesn't do anything, really. It just exports a module called profiler. But then it's complaining that std, common comparison cat, whatever that is in the std, is defined in two different places. And it finds a different body, which is weird. The module emulator imported from this, which is here. So can I not have that? Can I? It's something to do with like the order between imports and includes, I guess. Let's try that again. Nope, didn't work. So in common.cpp, we import emulator. I don't see how it's a dependency at all, you know, a circular dependency. Export module is here for sure. It should be there. And in emulator.cpp, do we have that as well? Import profiler. That's the only import we have. Dude, I'm gonna go crazy in a second. register table, import emulator, make these names better. So if I were to do import, what is it called? Common UI. Where is that? Common UI. Yeah, I need to import it here because I am using that align text, right? Which is rightly given in here. So this imports emulator, but so does common UI. So this is where the multiple definition is coming from, I guess. Like, because that has emulator here, and this also has import emulator. Yeah, weird. Weird one. How do we fix that? So common UI is the problem because it has this line in here. Which is just odd. But if I move that up here, does it also complain? Or is it going to be a different error? No, yeah, still complains. We might have to GPT it, you know. Oh, I have to relog. Okay. Let's do that. So have you guys used DeepSeek here? Have you stopped using it because you're going to get arrested? I haven't even tried DeepSeek, man. Haven't tried it at all. So this compiler is like my ex, always complaining. Yeah, exactly. And I guess you can't really understand it, right? So it just continues your joke. So what error are we getting exactly? So we have the error has different modules, right? So if we copy this, how to solve the error with C++ modules. Maybe it's something we're missing. Maybe you're supposed to, I guess, one definition rule. So module 1.cpp has export module module 1. Export has module export module 2. And we have 2 of these in different definitions. Export int that and that. Okay, yeah. But this doesn't apply. The only thing we have in common is the namespace name. Using export on a global variable. Export this. Global variable should be declared in an extern. Declared extern in the module interface, but defined once. Okay. I tried DeepSeek, but I kind of prefer Gemini just because I have a Samsung phone and Gemini is built into it. Yeah, that's fair. I kind of still like GPT, to be fair. Even though people tell me not to use it and use Claude or Gemini instead. It does the job, right? And the job that I have for LLMs at the moment is literally just scanning the web and finding things faster than myself. That's why I use it, just to be a bit more productive. I don't use it to write entire applications for me. Because it quite honestly doesn't work for that either. Not at the moment, anyway. Inconsistent class definitions. Yeah, this is not what we have, though. What we have is maybe like I guess we are importing the emulator here. Export module common UI. Then we're importing it. That's it. Import some module. Yeah, dude, this is difficult. Why am I stuck so hard? Why are we stuck so hard? So module, these things are not cascaded to people who import the module, as far as I know. As far as I know. Let's see one thing. So what is the proper way to mix import statements and hash includes statements in C++ module files? Let's see. Carefully handled to avoid ODR, one definition rule violation, multiple definitions and compilation issues. Before are the best practices. Use import for modules. If a functionality is provided by a modules, always prefer to import over include. Use include for legacy headers, which is something that we have. Never include a module interface unit. Never include a module interface unit. Yeah, okay. So see, they've got the module here. And this export module at the very top. So maybe we can do that. So what if we did this, right? Does it not work anymore? Proper usage of include, correct usage of include, mix, import, and include, right? So we've got export module at the very top, import another module, and this. Okay, so they've got import first. Right there, and then includes after. And let's see if we can do the same for this, right? So we have export module at the very top. And these two are supposed to go there, according to GPT. But I can see I already got some errors, so it's not going to work, right? Declaration, redeclaration of reference wrapper in module. Common UI follows declaration of the declaration in the global module. Okay. Which is meh, not good. So it's, yeah, it's saying that including headers in module interfaces. Bad practice. This header may cause multiple definitions. Yes. Why is it bad? Fix. If some header.h is in your code, convert it to a module instead. What? No, I can't do that. Avoid include inside a module interface unit. But what if I have to include, hash include ImGui inside my module to then export a function that uses ImGui? So this is not really, it doesn't really apply to us, does it? Module, my module. So it seems like I need a separate file, one that actually exports the module and one that has the implementation of it. And the implementation actually includes the headers. No, they both include headers. What? I'm confused. I just don't know how to include modules and headers in C++. Mixing, include, and import C++. Getting tired. Yes, modules can be used together with header files. We can both import and include headers in the same file. Good, yeah. When you create modules, you're free to export entities in the interface of some of them. Anyway, when you create modules, you're free to export entities in the interface file of the module and move implementations to other files. To conclude, the logic is the same as in managing H and CPP files. BRB coffee time. Go for it, man. Yeah, this is fucked. I don't know what I'm doing. mixing std and headers on the same library. I've been trying to learn to use modules recently, so I tried to convert one of my projects into modules. For ETs, I don't know what ETs is. I use gtest, okay, blah, blah, blah. For files that contain both an include directive for gtest and an import statement for a module interface that contains an import std statement, I get redefinition errors, which is kind of what I get, right? I'm unsure how to approach the problem. I am unsure whether my module should export the standard library. In my module interfaces, I have an export module name, and then import std so I can export functions that use the standard library. That seems to lead to the standard library being available to translation units that import said module, which leads me to my problem. Yeah, this is exactly what we have here. I tried switching to boost UT, which has an example where it comes as a module, but MSVC fails to compile that to over the same errors. In the header files, they do export boost.ut, but the existence of the includes of the standard library is not conditional over where the modules are supported. This suggests that either this is an MSVC bug, likely I am using the preview version, or module support, which isn't quite there yet for boost UT. However, I don't feel like I'm understanding of modules is sufficient to claim one way or the other. Yeah, this is where I am. I can't compile your words. I couldn't get it working properly. I can't compile your words. I love that. Very helpful, man, indeed. So no one knows the answer, right? No one knows the answer here. Maybe if we put multiple definitions in the question itself, then we'll get it. Or maybe I'll be stuck on this forever. And in which case, we'll probably have to call in the stream. In fact, I'm going to do that now, dude. Because we're stuck, and I'm probably going to take some time to actually read what's on the internet and figure out the solution. I'm going to call a stream here, guys, unfortunately. Thank you all very much for watching, but I don't want to waste your time. And with that in mind, I'll see you next time. It may be on Thursday, maybe on Saturday. I don't know which day I'm going to stream yet, but I will stream this week. Yeah, thank you very much, and sorry that we couldn't really fix this problem. I will figure out what is going on, and I will tell you guys in the next stream, because I think it's a very important problem to not have multiple definitions when you're using C++ modules. And yeah, have a good night, and I'll see you all in the future. Bye-bye.